I just talked about this article yesterday, talking about how the manosphere is helping to destroy relationships, just like how MAGA men are losing their relationships too. And how it's like basically these people, the Theo Bros, the manosphere, these Christian conservative MAGA, they want to strip away women's rights. All of the rights that feminists have aimed for, the equality, bodily autonomy, women to have financial freedom and to be able to have their own money. They're trying to strip that away so that women can go back to being a wife appliance incubator and bang maid, and that's it. They want to strip women's autonomy so that we go back to being underneath men. And so all of these people, the Manosphere, MAGA, Theo Bros, are all pretty much the same thing to me. So it makes sense why they are losing their relationships. At least MAGA and the Manosphere are. Women are pulling away from these people because they're looking to strip women's rights. So it makes sense. Anyways, I talked about this yesterday, and then a woman jumped into my comment section. Mama Red had some comments underneath my post on TikTok that needed to be its own post. I just needed to do that whole lead up to just explain why I believe the manosphere is helping to keep these men single, and they honestly deserve it. Anyways, let's look at what Mama Red said in her comment threads. That all rhymes. All right, she says, my friend has been dating a guy for 11 months. He sat her down and talked about engagement rings and marriage. She asked him, what does marriage look like for you? He says he wants a traditional wife, stay-at-home wife and mom. She asked him, you expect me to be on call and work 24/7, but you get to live the 9 to 5 life. He said yes. She asked him, can he provide her the lifestyle she currently provides for herself? He said no, because wife and mothers need to sacrifice. She asked for a prenuptial agreement, and all of her assets and savings should remain separate, so that's her retirement fund, that if they get divorced, he gets primary custody and she will have visitation because she's taking all the risk and he's not offered any rewards. This part right here, I'm not exactly sure whose income. He said that he income. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be her income or his income. Savings and retirement should go towards the family. She asked him to show her his finances to show her that he can provide for a family. Come to find out, his credit score is 520. He's $75,000 in credit card debt and upside down on his car. He literally had $3,800 in savings and under $400 in his checking account. He told her that her savings, home equity, and assets should pay off his debts so that the marriage would start on equal terms. Okay, so she needs to pay him, bring his money up so that they will be equal, and then she gets to work 24/7 being a stay-at-home wife and mom. Okay, cool. She laughed and told him she has $457,000 in savings alone. She has Roth IRA and already capped her retirement, and her home is paid off and her rental units are up to date. She said she didn't realize she was dating down and he's a financial liability and jealous. She broke up with him. He's upset because he says she's further in life because she didn't grow up in poverty. Little did he know she did grow up below poverty. And that's why she grinded so hard in her teens and 20s. So she did this herself. She found some bootstraps or created some bootstraps, pulled herself up, and now she has all of this money. She is set for life. And she said, nope, we are doing a prenup. You are not about to take this money from me. And he said, He gets angry. She breaks up with him. I absolutely adore this story because she was asking these questions, which she could have gotten before 11 months, but that's where we are right now. She asked the questions before she tied up her money, and I am here for that story. Okay, so Mia says, good thing she asked those questions before getting married. And then Boo says, thanks for telling this story. Such a good and clear example of what to ask to responsibly enter a partnership. Yes, these are some great questions. You need to do a background check. You need to check their finances, their financial health, their credit score, see, how much they have in checking and savings. If you're going to combine lives, you need to know and understand that their finances will impact your finances as well. Oh, and ask that question: what does marriage look like to you? What do you envision? Like, how do you want to raise your children? Are you practicing a religion? Do you expect me to practice a religion? These are the types of questions. How are we splitting up child rearing? How are we splitting up chores? Many of these things need to be addressed early on in dating, and the earlier the better. So if somebody is not on the same page with you, you can leave those people alone. Floppenheimer says, this comment healed something in me. It should be taught in high school economics. Mish says, always ask the hard questions and get them verified. If there's hesitancy, deflection, or defensiveness, don't do it. If you do decide to anyway, wait to sign that marriage certificate. Throwaway says, I need to remember to ask those questions if I ever choose to date again. A 520 credit score and $75,000 in debt is a hell no. And then Mama Red says, you have to, before moving in together, before allowing them full access to your lifestyle, because there are men who have never left their hometown. They don't have any life experience. Money matters, background checks matters, retirement matters. No one should benefit from something they didn't build. If you're dating a man with kids, that's more of a liability. In blended families, that fairness and equality are separate matters. Your kids and his kids aren't going to have the same lifestyle or life experiences. You may have generational wealth, trust, and your kids might have elders that have provided inheritance and education funds. His kids aren't entitled to that. What if you have prepared for years to secure your kids' future and these people get mad and want you to share? Like, no. What were you doing with your money when I was being responsible for mine? Joseph says all that, and he didn't even know that fundamental part of her backstory, the backstory of her growing up poor and building from the bottom up. He did not know that in the full year that he was dating her. She says no, because we have learned that we never tell anyone, especially in the beginning. Don't discuss trauma, past relationships, etc. When you tell someone what that last person put you through, it sets the bar about how they can cross your boundaries until they can't. I tell potential partners that I hate my middle name. It bothers me. If they never bring it up, green flag. But when they call me by that name and I say, hey, I told you I don't like my middle name, don't do that, they will respond, oh, I was just joking or playing around. No, sir, you weren't. Exit stage door left. They get offended and try to gaslight you. Red flag on the play. I like that. I like that she gives something that, is just enough to do a test. Like I say, I don't like X, Y, and Z. If they do X, Y, and Z, X, Y, or Z, you'll see that they don't respect your boundaries. I absolutely love that. Love that piece. That way, that's a small way to test. Even if you throw something out there that is maybe not even real, or maybe you're not even that bothered by it, then just to see if they will try to irritate you with it. So someone says a whole dream he's selling. They want, or rather they are banking on you settling for their mediocre life. And she says, those men don't have to worry about me. I'm a widow who is still involved with her late husband. He provided in life and death. And I would never allow some dusty or mediocre man to benefit from what we built. I won't allow his daughters to ever have the influence of another man. And she goes on to say that her daughters are set up with their education, that her husband, her late husband, provided for their weddings and their future. Her husband was smart with money, and they were smart as a couple, so that their daughters were provided for even after he passed. That is how you set yourself up. That's how you set your children up. And I am here for Mama Red said. She came in and dropped some gems. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think about all of this. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And like she said, avoid these dusties at all costs.